fully controlled converter. DC motor. See, last class, last topic was it's a single phase semi controlled converter fed separately excited DC motor. Now the topic here is it's single phase fully controlled. Okay, so I hope you know the difference between the semi converter and full converter. Okay, so we'll start with the circuit diagram first. See, the difference between full converter and semi converter is that in full converter all the four switches are thyristors, whereas in the semi converter out of four, two are thyristor and two are diodes. Okay, here the voltage is VA. You can say the output voltage of the converter is going as input to the motor armature. Okay, and then you have the field winding. As it is separately excited, so the voltage to this is coming from a separate source. So now the same analysis like we have done last class, that you have two types of conductions: continuous conduction mode, discontinuous conduction mode. Okay, so continuous conduction mode in the sense the current in the inductor or current in the armature is never zero. It is always there. Maybe it is increasing or decreasing, but the current, okay, remains non-zero value always. That's the continuous conduction. Whereas discontinuous conduction in the sense, for for a for a duration, for a certain duration of the total time period, the current in the armature is zero. So there will be discontinuity in the current waveform. So that you call it as discontinuous conduction mode. Okay, so first we will discuss about the continuous conduction mode here. Okay, so we need to draw the waveforms here. So just see this here, as many waveforms as possible we'll draw. Whatever you have to draw, whatever you need to draw here, always remember whatever you need to draw. So it is required to draw the supply voltage waveform always. Okay, so first we will draw the supply voltage waveform. Okay. So you see the supply voltage waveform. ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్ నేను చూస్తానండి ఒకసారి చూసి. So now you see here, let me draw the waveform of the supply voltage first. So this is supply voltage waveform for one cycle, okay, and now we will draw the waveform for VA. We'll draw the waveform for VA. So what is the waveform for VA? We'll see now. VA. So VA is nothing but the output voltage of the converter. So we are discussing about continuous conduction here. So please see this now. I'm just giving the numbering like this. Okay. 4 thyristors are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 I'm giving here. So for the first half cycle, assume that this is the firing angle. Firing angle is alpha. At alpha, you have firing angle is alpha, and you have pi plus alpha is also there. Okay, I will start the operation at alpha. So at alpha, uh, what is the at alpha? We will trigger thyristor 1 and 4 because it's a positive half cycle. So we have to trigger thyristor 1 and. So I will write here from alpha less than equal to omega t less than equal to, or just we'll end that later also. So at this time you trigger T1 T4, will trigger T1 T4. So when you trigger T1 T4, the closed path is through the supply, okay, through the supply, and thyristor T1, thyristor T4, okay, so will be on, and so the closed path will be something like this.
Sir, freewheeling diode, sir.
Yes, please tell.
Freewheeling diode.
Yeah,
Freewheeling diode, sir.
yeah, freewheeling diode is not there here. Okay, if it is, say you can, if you want, you can put the freewheeling diode also. The operation will be a little bit different. Nothing else is there. Okay, just we are discussing the case where there is no freewheeling diode. Okay, it's not
Okay.
necessary that you must have the freewheeling diode, or there is no there is nothing certain that you must have the freewheeling diode. You don't need to. So it depends entirely on us. Okay, it really does not matter
Okay.
also. Okay, so because when you have
Okay.
the freewheeling diode, what is the difference is that when the diode is conducting, the output voltage is zero when you have the freewheeling diode. Okay, so when you don't have the freewheeling diode in the continuous conduction, the output voltage becomes negative. I will show you now why it is negative. Okay, so that's the only difference. So when you don't have the continuous conduction, sorry, when you don't have the freewheeling diode, the output voltage will be negative sometimes. Whereas when you have the freewheeling diode, the output voltage is always positive. So these are certain differences are there. So these differences are there. So we will explain. Now in this case we will take as there is no freewheeling diode. Okay. So now,
Okay.
okay, now you see here at alpha T1, T4 are conducting through the motor. So then what is VA now? VA will be definitely is equal to VS, because you see now T1, T4 are conducting. the output voltage of the converter is same as the supply voltage. So that I will draw now. So, now I want you to tell one important thing. What is that thing that I told you already in the previous semi converter also? So wherever you do the triggering, remember now, wherever you do the triggering, so at that instant, what is the supply voltage? That supply voltage should be more than EB. Okay, I will write that. Okay, so the Vs should be more than EB at alpha. Okay, why it is so? If it is not more or more it is, if it is not greater than or equal to EB, then the thyristors T1 T4 will not conduct, because the thyristor T1 T4 will be still reverse bias if the voltage EB is more than Vs at alpha. So you choose the value of alpha such a way that at that instant the supply voltage is greater than or equal to EB, then only the thyristors will conduct. Okay, so this statement I told you already, even in the case of semi converter also. Okay, so we'll take that assumption only. Okay, now this is alpha, this is pi. So at pi, what is the situation now at pi? See, at pi, what happened at pi is that the supply voltage becomes negative. So as the supply voltage becomes negative, then there is a very possibility is that thyristor T1 and T4 will get reverse bias. So when they get reverse bias, there is a very possibility that both will be turned off. But what is the problem here we will face is that the armature inductance, this LA is there. So while T1 T4 are conducting, there will be some energy definitely stored in the armature inductance of the motor. Okay, so when you turn off these two thyristors immediately, or when you turn off these two thyristors, before the energy in the inductor get dissipated, there is a problem will occur. So that is the nature of the inductor. So the energy inductor has to circulate through a certain path. Now if you take the case of the semi converter, there was a freewheeling diode here. There was a freewheeling diode. So when there was a freewheeling diode, when you turn off, when the thyristors are turned off, then the energy in the inductor will be circulated through the freewheeling diode. But here in this particular circuit diagram, in which I did not take any freewheeling diode here, as I did not take any kind of freewheeling diode here. So the energy in the inductor definitely has to circulate through 4 and 1 only. So it means this energy in the inductor will force 1 and 4 to conduct further. So, and we are considering the case as continuous conduction. So that's the reason that at pi, what I'm saying here is that at pi, the energy in the inductor LA, okay, will force the thyristors 1 and 4 to conduct for some more duration till the energy in the inductor will get zero, or it will get dissipated in the RA or some other procedure, some other process, it gets dissipated. So till that time, it forced thyristor 1 and 4 to conduct for some more time. So because there is no freewheeling diode in this case, earlier there was a freewheeling diode. So in that case, the thyristor did not need to conduct in those cases when there was a freewheeling diode. But here in this circuit diagram which I have drawn, there is no freewheeling diode. So if there is no freewheeling diode, so definitely it will force 1 and 4. If it has freewheeling diode, then it won't force 1 and 4. Simply it will conduct through the freewheeling diode. So when it is conducting through the freewheeling diode, the voltage across the freewheeling diode, or the voltage across the voltage at the output of your converter is zero, because the freewheeling diode is conducting. So it's a short circuit. So that's the waveform you will get after pi when you have the freewheeling diode. But as you don't have the freewheeling diode in this particular circuit diagram, okay, and the inductor has no other way other than thyristors 1 and 4. So thyristors 1 and 4 will conduct even after pi. Even after pi, thyristors 1 and 4 will conduct. So when thyristors 1 and 4 conduct, always remember the supply voltage is equal to output voltage, or output voltage is same as the supply voltage. So even after pi, the output voltage VA is same as the supply voltage. So what is supply voltage here? The supply voltage is negative. So VA also becomes negative. This is the point. You must remember that this time VA becomes negative. So if you have, one thing I will tell you, if you have the freewheeling diode, the VA will never be negative, because the energy will circulate through the freewheeling diode. So the freewheeling diode is conducting. So when the freewheeling diode is conducting, it's act as a short circuit. So the voltage is zero. So this negative part will not be there. In place of the negative part, you have a zero voltage. But now, as you do not have the freewheeling diode in this particular circuit diagram, which I have drawn now, okay. So definitely 1 4 have to conduct. When 1 4 are conducting, output voltage VA is same as the supply voltage. Now the supply voltage is a negative, so output voltage is also negative. Okay, this has happened after pi. Now the question is that so the question is that how long this will continue? How long this situation will continue? As we took the case of continuous conduction, so we will consider that what we will consider is that the 1 and 4 will conduct, or they continue conducting, okay, till pi plus alpha. Why I'm saying pi plus alpha is that at pi plus alpha you trigger thyristors 2 and 4 at pi plus alpha. So till pi plus alpha 1 and 4 will conduct. So when 1 and 4 are conducting, always remember the output voltage is same as the supply voltage. The output voltage same as the supply voltage. So the supply voltage which is there here negative, output voltage is also negative. At pi plus alpha you trigger 2 and 4. Okay. So here what is the assumption we have taken is that 1 and 4 will conduct till pi plus alpha. Why we are taking this assumption is that this conduction mode is a continuous conduction mode. So continuous conduction mode in the sense, the current or the current in the inductor in the armature is never become zero. So when it never becomes zero and that current is definitely flowing through 1 and 4, then the output voltage is negative. So this will continue. So now at 5 plus alpha you trigger 2 and 4. Sorry. Okay, so 2 and 4 will conduct now. So before we go to that, let me complete this. So till which time these are conducting? They are conducting till pi plus alpha. So alpha to pi plus alpha, T1, T4 will conduct. So V1 is VA is equal to VS. Now next mode is that from pi plus alpha. So from pi plus alpha less than equal to omega. Okay. So less than or equal to okay, we'll put this here till which time we will add that later. So now the thyristors conducting are T2, T4. So when T2, T4, remember if any two thyristors conducting, you just see yourself VA is equal to VS. There is no doubt in that. VA is equal to VS. And now VA is equal to VS in the sense, I will better write in different way. VA is equal to minus VS. I will just add that. VA is equal to minus VS. Why I'm saying minus Vs is that here the Vs is now negative. Okay, so as the Vs is negative, okay, so this negative terminal will be here as positive terminal, whereas the positive terminal is here as negative terminal. So you can easily understand this thing. Okay, so and I forgot that this is not T4, it is T3. It is T3. So T2, T3 will conduct. So Va is equal to minus Vs. So it becomes positive. That's what I'm saying. It becomes positive. So let me draw this positive part. Yeah, this will continue till 2 pi. So this will continue till 2 pi. Now after 2 pi, what is the situation? After 2 pi, I told you already that it's a continuous conduction. Even after 2 pi, the energy which is there in the inductor, it will still circulate through 2 and 4. It has no other path other than that, because it will force 2 and 3, just like how it has forced thyristors 1 and 4, it will force here also. So it will continue for some more path here. So then at some other instance, so something like that, I will just complete the cycle here. Yes, this is the output voltage waveform. Okay, VA. So if I draw current waveform IA, what is the current waveform here? I will start at this alpha. So at alpha See, the waveform is a steady state waveform, so you don't need to worry about this. It's a steady state waveform. So you will be something like this. Now you see here, the current never becomes zero. It is always above the x-axis because it's a continuous conduction. Okay, it is always above the x-axis. It's a continuous conduction. So IA is never, because IA is what the current in the inductor, you can say, or the current in the armature. So that is always there. So these are the three waveforms: supply voltage waveform, output voltage waveform, and the output voltage in the sense the armature voltage and the armature current. These are the waveforms you got here. So now here let me complete this. So it will continue for which angle? It will continue for 2 pi plus another alpha, 2 pi plus alpha. So this will be for 2 pi plus alpha.
Sir,
Yeah, please tell.
do we commutate T1 and T4, sir, at pi plus alpha?
Yeah, good question you have asked. Okay, now you see yourself. Now, when you trigger 2 and 4, what will happen? Say 1 and 4 are conducting. Okay. See here, I will take this. I will take this circuit on another side so that I am more comfortable in explaining here by taking this side. Yeah. Okay. Now you see what you are asking is that, do we need to commutate 1 and 4? That is the question you are asking. So now we see that whether really we require this commutation, that is whether we require forced commutation or naturally it will get commuted. You see yourself. Now you see yourself that. So when 1 and 4 are conducting, there is a current in 1 and 4. So when you trigger 2 and 4, immediately the current in LA, the current earlier, the current in LA is, it was flowing through 1 and 4. The current is flowing through 1 and 4. So when 1 and 4 are conducting, now what is the voltage across 1 and 4? You see here, what, whether the 1 and 4 has negative voltage or positive voltage? It has negative voltage. You see here, it's important that it has negative voltage, because you are forcing the inductor to conduct, but the supply voltage becomes negative. So when the supply voltage becomes negative, then there is every possibility that 1 and 4 are ready to get commutated. 1 and 4 are ready to get commutated. Now when you trigger 2 and 3, then the current which is there in inductor, so it was flowing earlier like this through 4, but it won't flow through 4, rather it flow through 3. Why it flow through 3 is that now across 2 and 4 there is a positive voltage is there. There's a difference between that. Sorry, 2 and 3. Across 2 and 3 there is a positive voltage, whereas across 1 and 4 there is negative voltage. So as the voltage across 2 and 3 is positive, so you can say like this, that the current prefers to take the path through 2 and 3, not through 1 and 4. So automatically the current which was flowing in 1 and 4 will take this diversion and it will flow to 2 and 3 as soon as you trigger 2 and 3. Why it is so is that the voltage across 2 and 3 at that instant, that is at pi plus alpha, at that instant, the voltage across 2 or the voltage across 3 is a positive voltage. Whereas across 1 and 4, you see here the anode of the 1 is a positive voltage, and similarly the anode of your 4 is negative voltage. So the 1 and 4 are having negative voltage, whereas 2 and 3 are having positive voltage. So it's comfortable to conduct 2 and 3 compared with 1 and 4 because of this voltage, negative voltage and positive voltage. So immediately, without doing anything else here, the current will take this diversion through 2 and 3, so leaving 1 and 4 with zero current. So when it takes the direction through 2 and 3, so the current in thyristor 1 and 4 will automatically become zero. So when they become automatically zero, they've turned off. So it's a natural commutation. The commutation here occurs natural. It's not forced commutation. You understood now?
Yes, sir.
So you understood the reason why it is so, because the voltage across 1 and 4 is negative, whereas the voltage across 2 or 3 is positive. So because of this, the current prefers this path. Which path? 2 and 3 path, not 1 and 4. So when it takes this path, automatically the current in 1 4 will become zero. So when the current becomes zero, you can say it's turned off. Naturally, it has happened. Okay. Now, once we draw this waveform, then what we are going to do is that I am interested to find out what is the average output voltage now. What is the average output voltage? So this is what I'm interested now. Now you see here. Now you see how to find out the average output voltage. Yeah, this is the waveform. This is the waveform for which we have to find out the average. So VA average is equal to same thing 1 by time period integral 0 to time period. Okay, VA of omega t d of omega t. Okay, this is how we proceed. Now what is the time period here? Will you please see what is the time period here? It is pi. Pi is the time period. You just see now. Pi integral 0 to pi, integral 0 to pi. No, we cannot say 0 to pi. I'm sorry. It is alpha to pi plus alpha. See, there is a different. You cannot take 0 to pi. You should take alpha to pi plus alpha. Why it is so? Because these thyristors, you see this blue color waveform which I have drawn. This blue color waveform. So this blue color waveform and this red color waveform both are same. They are having same shape, but the duration is different. This is alpha to pi plus alpha, whereas this red color is pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha. So we have to take that limits only for the integration, not from 0 to pi, because 0 to pi if you take, you will get confused here. There is a red color part is there. So red color part in the sense thyristors 2 and 3 are conducting, whereas blue color part is thyristors 1 and 4 are conducting. So it's better we'll take only one set, that is the entire blue color or entire red color will take. So if you take entire blue color, it is alpha to pi plus alpha. If you take entire red color, it is pi plus alpha to 2 plus alpha. So I have taken here blue color, so it is alpha to pi plus alpha. What is V of omega t between alpha to pi plus alpha? The first duration. You see, it's very simple. It is Vs. So what is Vs here? It's a sinusoidal voltage. I will take Vm sine omega t d of omega. Then, yeah, Vm by pi. What is the integration of sine omega t with respect to d of omega t? It is minus cos omega t. Okay. Now we'll substitute the limits from alpha to pi plus alpha. Okay. That is equal to Vm by pi. Okay. So cos of alpha minus cos of pi alpha. So cos of alpha minus cos of pi plus alpha. So what is cos of pi plus alpha? All silver T cups. So it is minus minus plus. So cos alpha, and it is also plus cos alpha, because cos of pi plus alpha is minus cos alpha. So minus of minus is plus. So it becomes 2. So 2 Vm by pi into cos alpha. So we got the average output expression, that is 2 Vm by pi into cos alpha. So this is your average output voltage. We got this average output voltage. And then we'll do one thing. We have this equation. Which equation? Va supply voltage Va, motor equation. We are writing motor equation. Eb plus Ia Ra. Then we simplify this further. Va we got here 2 Vm by pi into cos alpha, that is equal to Eb. Okay. Yeah, better we do one thing. Eb we can write, if you recall, we have the choice to write Eb, some constant k into, yeah, I will just repeat, no problem in repeating, pi Zn by 60 into P by A. So everything will take it as constant. So phi and n will take it as a variable. So k into phi into n. Of course, you may say that phi is also constant and separately extended. But say, assume that like you have seen the last class numerical problem. There in the numerical problem, we have seen this thing that even the field is coming from a converter. So when the field is coming from a converter through a converter, then the voltage across the field may be variable. It depends upon the value of firing angle also. So better take it as like this k, where k is Zn, not Zn, Zp by 60A. That is k. So we can take Eb as like this plus Ia Ra. Will write like this only. Then we have another equation for the torque, the electromagnetic torque. Every time we are deriving this thing, EBIA by omega. Okay, so that is equal EB. I can write it as K phi n into Ia by omega. So yeah, we have the advantage here. What is the advantage is that we can write omega as 2 pi nt by 60. So k pi n I 2 pi n by 60. So n will get cancelled. Then you will get another constant. So I will take that constant as some other constant I can take here. Or we will do one thing. Yeah, we are just modifying that. Okay, there's nothing, just mathematics, nothing else is there here. Okay, so yeah, yeah, n also will get cancelled. Okay, so we'll rewrite here. T is equal to k phi n by a n will get cancelled. Then k into 60 by 2 pi. K into 60 by 2 pi into pi into Ia. We got this. So this is another constant. So I will take this constant as some k1. So T is equal to some k1 into phi into k1 into phi into Ia. So Ia. So from this, what is Ia? Ia can be written as T by k1 phi. So once we write this, then we substitute Ia here in this equation. So then let me bring this equation here. Then 2Vm by pi into cos alpha is equal to k phi n plus T into Ra by k1 phi. Yeah, we can write this equation. Then further we can simplify this. I want to know what is n from this. N, I want to know what is n. Then we will send this everything towards right hand side. So k phi n is equal k phi n is equal 2m by pi into cos alpha minus T into Ra by k1 phi. Okay, then you can find out n from this. So what is n is that n is equal to Vm cos alpha by k pi phi, okay, minus T into Ra by k k1 phi square. Yes, we got this expression. So this is the expression between, this is a relationship between speed and torque. So at the end we can draw the graph also for this relationship. Okay, so this is this is for the continuous conduction mode. Okay, now we'll go for discontinuous conduction mode. So yeah, better I will take only okay. Now we are discussing about discontinuous conduction mode. Okay, so let me draw. Okay. So discontinuous conduction mode also we will draw all the three waveforms. Okay. Supply voltage waveform, output voltage waveform, and current waveform. So so this is phi, this is 2 pi. This is 2 pi. So here we'll take alpha, but I take the alpha here, pi plus alpha. Okay. So 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 all the instants we'll take. Now remember it's a discontinuous conduction mode. So you know that the current will be discontinuous in some duration. Okay, that we'll see what happens here. At alpha, what we are going to do is that we'll trigger the thyristor 1 and 4. Okay, so when you trigger thyristors 1 and 4, the same procedure that what is the procedure is that the current will take a path through the motor and 1 and 4 on the source. So at that instant, I will write here. So let here alpha less than equal to omega less than equal to, okay. So that I will complete later also. So so here supply voltage, yeah. So thyristors 1 and 4 are conducting. So output voltage VA is equal to VS. Okay, so then I will draw the output voltage here. This is the output voltage. So this is output voltage. So see, output voltage is same as supply voltage. So it's output voltage. What's next after pi? So after pi, the same situation that there is energy which is there in the inductor, so that energy will have to circulate through a closed path. So and it forces thyristors 1 and 4 to conduct for some more duration. So if it forces to conduct for some more duration, then 1 and 4 will conduct even though the supply voltage is negative after pi. So if it is conducting, always remember when thyristors 1 and 4 are conducting, or when thyristors 2 and 4 are 3 are conducting, the output voltage is same as the supply voltage. So it is same as supply voltage. So let me extend this blue line for some more duration. Okay, it has extended to some more duration now here. Okay, now this extension that is a blue line extension or this conduction is not till pi plus alpha this time. Why it is not pi plus alpha this time is that this time we have taken discontinuous conduction mode. So discontinuous conduction mode in the sense, okay, the current will be zero before pi plus alpha only. So before pi plus alpha only, the current in the motor will be zero at certain instant. So let me take that instant. Let me take that instant as beta. That instant as beta, and I will take that instant as beta here. So this is beta. So at beta, okay, at beta, the energy in the inductor LA becomes zero. Okay, I will write the beta here. This side I will write. Okay, so at beta, because this instant I'm calling it as beta. Yeah, at beta, this is beta. So at beta, the energy in the inductor La becomes 0, and after beta, the current in the inductor is 0. So after beta, the current in the inductor is 0. So 1 and 4, the current is 0. So the 1 and 4 will be turned off automatically at beta. So I will write the other end here as beta. So between alpha to beta, T1, T4 will conduct. So the supply voltage, output voltage same as the supply voltage. Output voltage same as supply voltage. Now after beta, that is beta less than or equal to omega t. So after beta, what will happen? After beta, so we have seen ourselves that there is no current in this closed path. So as there is no current in this closed path, still remember the motor is running. So when the motor is running, then there will be back EMF. That is EB will be there after beta. So even the current in the motor is 0, still the motor is running. So when the motor is running, the EMF is always present, that is the back EMF. Now you apply KVL in this closed path, VA EB, then you will easily understand that VA is equal to EB. Now no thyristor will conduct in this. Okay, so whereas the output voltage same as EB. So EB here, once again I will draw the EB here. Okay, so EB will be something like this. This is, so EB is a positive value, so it jumps to the positive axis. Then after that, okay, so it jumps to the positive value. Then after that, this voltage decreases. Why I'm decreasing this voltage is that same reason I have given to you in case of the semi converter, that the EB depends upon the speed of the motor. Now the speed of the motor decreased. Why the speed of the motor is decreasing? Because the current in the motor has become 0. So the speed of the motor slowly decreases. Just like you turn off the fan, so the speed of the fan slowly decreases. So here also the speed of the fan or the speed of the motor decreases. So the back EMF in that motor is also decreases. So the back EMF decreases. So when the back EMF is decreasing, so the output voltage VA is same as the back EMF. So VA also decreases. That's the meaning of that. So this will continue till pi plus alpha. So I will end this here at pi plus alpha. At pi plus alpha, you trigger 214. You trigger 214 at pi plus alpha. So yeah. So at pi plus alpha, you trigger 214. So when 214 triggered, you see here 214 triggered, then that starts from pi plus alpha less than or equal to omega t less than or equal to, okay, we will have that at the end. So T2, T3 will conduct. So when T2, T3 are conducting, once again the same answer you will get, that VA is same as minus VS. Minus, because you see, check yourself the potential difference here. Okay, you'll understand that this positive voltage is connected here, whereas the negative voltage is connected there. So I will say this thing that 2 and 3 are conducting. So this is a positive, this is a negative. So VA is equal to minus VS. So then what do you find out here is that as VA is equal to minus VS, so the waveform will be like this. Yeah, this is the waveform. So this waveform will continue. So let me complete this here, this waveform. Yes, just like this case. Just like this case. So now once again at this instant, the energy will become 0 in the inductor. So all the thyristors will be turned off. Then the output voltage is, so so the cycle will continue. The cycle will continue in the sense, I will write here. Okay. Okay. So here also there is a small change because we do not know exactly at what instant it is there. So we'll see. Yeah, this is the waveform. Now you see This waveform has three colors. You just see this now. Three colors are there in this waveform. Okay. One is blue color, that is from alpha to beta. Then another is beta to pi plus alpha, red color. So another is green color, that is from pi plus alpha to another 2 pi plus some other angle. The small angle is there, so that the duration is beta. So here the cycle has two parts. One part is from alpha to beta, the other part is beta to pi plus alpha, remaining repeated. You see this remaining repeated. So that is alpha to pi plus beta. Alpha to beta is one duration, then beta to pi plus alpha is another duration. Okay. So only two durations are there in this. And in this duration, we will find out everything. So like in the continuous conduction mode, you have only one duration for the entire cycle. It is only one duration. But here, if you see in the entire cycle, you have two durations. One is from alpha to beta, the other one is beta to pi plus alpha. Okay, these are the two directions. So during alpha to beta, VA is same as the VS, whereas during beta to pi plus alpha, VA is equal to EB. Okay, that is back EMF. Okay, this about the output voltage in the discontinuous conduction mode. Now we will draw the current waveform. IA. So what will happen to IA? Wherever you find out the red output voltage, in that case, I told you already that no thyristors are conducting. The current is zero. So here I will put zero. Then the blue color, you have the current. So that is till this point. Yeah, till this point. Yes. Once again, this red color part is zero. Then so now you see the waveform here. There is clearly shows that the current has become zero for this duration from beta to alpha. This duration is there. So this duration or this duration. In this duration, the current is zero. So I is zero here. Here also I is zero. So that's the reason we are calling it as discontinuous conduction mode. So in this discontinuous conduction mode, the current is zero for some duration. So based upon that, we got the output voltage expression here. Okay. So now what I'm interested to know here is now is that okay. So okay. So I would like to know what is the average voltage. I would like to know what is the average voltage in this particular circuit diagram. Now, what is the average voltage here once again? VA average is equal to, yeah, 1 by, see, 1 by time period. 1 second. So the time period is pi. Integration, what is the duration we will take here? We will take alpha to pi plus alpha, because alpha to pi plus alpha, whatever you got, that is repeating 1 second. So alpha to pi plus alpha, and here VA of omega t, d of omega t. Then 1 by pi. Now this alpha to pi plus alpha, we can divide into two duration. That's what I said here. Blue color duration, red color duration. So blue color duration, it is alpha to beta. So in that case, VA is same as VS. So Vm sin omega t, d of omega t plus, now beta to pi plus alpha. It is EB, d of omega t. This you will find out. Then 1 by pi, yeah, Vm minus cos omega t, that is from alpha to beta, alpha to beta, alpha to beta, plus, yeah, this EB is a constant, so EB will take here EB, then omega t, beta to pi plus alpha. This then further we can simplify. This further. So Vm by pi, or pi we can put later also because it's common to everyone. So cos of alpha minus cos beta, cos alpha minus cos beta plus, yeah, pi plus, yeah, EB is there. So EB pi plus alpha minus beta whole divided by pi. Okay. So this is the average output voltage in case of the discontinuous conduction mode. Okay. We will continue this further.